Hi, I'm James, and in this video I'm taking a look at Grand Theft Auto 5 running on NVIDIA GeForce GT 840M graphics. We've paired it up with this test with a i7-4710 HQ processor as well, and first of all we're running at 1366 by 768 on the lowest detail settings, and here we are running, just focusing on the final part of the test, which gives a more gameplay style scenario. So changing weather and daytime effects here, and then going for a fly through with the plane and into an action sequence. And we can see here at the start there was some sort of dips in frame rate, but as we go off with the plane we're seeing frame rates in sort of the 70-80 frames per second range. So nice smooth playable experience. If you were to V-sync it, you'd be seeing a locked sort of 60 frames per second here very consistently. As we go through the scene and you get into the sort of firefight section, this does dip down a little bit, but overall through the test we have an average of 67.37 frames per second, and dips below the 60 frames per second mark are fairly rare. As we'll see now, we just go into the action sequence down here, and you'll see occasionally now it's dropping below 60 frames per second in places, just as the sort of action hots up and you get a bit more sort of shooting and damage in the environment. Moving on to the second part of the test now, and we are testing at 1080p and the same detail settings we used for our GT 750M test. So these aren't high detail settings, but they're kind of what these cards default to, so just tweaked up a little bit. And we can see here the GeForce GT 840M isn't really able to deliver a playable experience at these detail settings. We're looking sort of 15-20 frames per second through this test. So we are also going to have a video as our next upload of the GT 850M, so the next step up, so we'll be able to see how this compares to the 840M, and perhaps if it can bring us up over the 30 frames per second threshold and sort of into the realms of playability. Overall in this test we had an average of 19.83 frames per second, so really we want to be seeing at least sort of a consistent 30 frames per second, and as we start going up the stack of NVIDIA GPUs, getting towards that 60 frames per second mark. Thanks for watching, I hope this video has been useful, and be sure to check out our channel and subscribe to see more of these videos, as we'll be testing a lot more games and a lot more graphics combinations over the weeks. And thank you for watching.